Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. I am back once again for another session of Mario Kart 8. The 5th DLC Booster Pass wave has been released, so as usual, I'm going to go through and try out the new courses. So let's go ahead and get started. Much like the last DLC pack, in addition to the courses, we did actually get something else, which has graced the DLC. That's, well, I mean, we weren't expecting characters when they first announced the DLC packs, but we're surprised with the addition of Birdo in the last DLC. And we actually got a couple of characters this time, not just one, so I'm pretty excited to showcase the characters that we have here, as well as the new courses as well. So let's go ahead and get into 150cc. I have already gotten all of the 3 stars in the 150, mirror, and 200cc Grand Prix, so we're just going to casually play these. And yeah, here are the 3 characters that we have. We have Petey Piranha from Mario Kart Double Dash. We have Wiggler from Mario Kart 7. And we have Kamek from Mario Kart Nothing. Kamek was released in Mario Kart Tour, but Kamek was initially supposed to be introduced in, I believe, Mario Kart 64. But instead, they were actually replaced with... they were either replaced with Donkey Kong or Wario. I don't remember exactly. I think it was a case where Donkey Kong wasn't revealed yet, but Wario was. But at the same time, like, Donkey Kong Jr. was in Super Mario Kart, so it wouldn't have been too unrealistic to see Donkey Kong make an appearance. But either way, Kamek unfortunately got the shaft. But since Kamek is here, I think it makes the most sense to actually give him a shot in the spotlight. So we're going to be playing as him first. Let's go ahead, and I'll use the Biddy Buggy for Kamek. It's also blue, which looks really good, and yeah, Kamek has to have the Bowser glider. I mean, come on. He is essentially the strategist of the Koopa Kingdom army, I guess. So yeah, we have 2 cups here. We have the Feather Cup and we have the Cherry Cup. We will, of course, start with the Feather Cup, so let's get this going. The first track we have here is Athens Dash. This is, of course, a Mario Kart Tour edition. Part of the World Tour that is Mario Kart Tour. So as a result, I don't have any experience with these tracks before this game. As I've said before, I have not played Mario Kart Tour myself. The only thing I can speak of in regards to that game is just, you know, stories and things I've heard from friends that do play the game. And from what I've heard, it's definitely a game that I don't see myself really playing at all. Not that I think it's bad or anything, it's just, I'm just not really into, you know, those kind of mobile games anymore. That's just the way I feel. But yeah, this course is kind of neat. It's kind of, I like how, like, it's a real-world course, but unlike what we've had in, you know, the other real-world courses, you know, there's not really so much a city here. You know, we're kind of driving through, like, you know, like, a bit much less developed territory, I guess. Kind of looks like, I don't really even know the best way to describe it, but, you know, we have a lot of, like, stadiums. We have, you know, a lot of pillars and giant structures we're driving through. It honestly looks like a really cool course. Like, I think it definitely stands out with just because of how it looks compared to, like, all the other real-world locations that we've gotten. And, like, right here, I mean, we obviously see some houses here, and, you know, we have seen the citizenry, like, hanging around, like, the stadiums and everything, but, you know, it definitely seems like more historic of a site, I guess you could say. But, you know, I don't know too much. I've obviously never been to Athens or Greece. But it looks like a pretty cool place. Based on what I'm seeing here in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It does look like a pretty cool place, not gonna lie. I'm gonna try doing this. Okay, that literally just gives a boost ramp right here. But there we go. That is the first course here. So let us move on to the next one. We will get a course that we have actually played before. And that course is none other than Daisy Cruiser from Mario Kart Double Dash. It was also back in Mario Kart 7 as well. So let's drive around this boat and have a good time. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this going. I'm not really sure if there's like one side that's faster than the others. I always go like that side, at least on 150cc, because it's kind of, you can kind of just like go through the water and boost up that little hill to kind of keep a lead going. But of course, you know, like you have in the original Daisy Cruiser, you can go down here in this little water section, if you think it's worth it anyway. That's kind of one of those shortcuts where it's like, I don't really feel like it's that much of a shortcut, but, you know, if you happen to fall down there, like, at least you get, like, some items or something. And, you know, having, like, an item can really help you out in, like, the worst case scenario. I don't like having blooper ink on my screen when I'm driving through a room with sliding tables. But here we are. Anyway, one thing that's always worth talking about when it comes to, you know, returning tracks, and that was definitely a thing that I kind of tried to bring up when I, you know, played through the game in my original Let's Play of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, is that, you know, obviously with the addition of 200cc, that definitely adds a lot of intrigue to some of these, like, returning courses, because, you know, these courses were initially, like, not made with 200cc in mind. Oh, man, I actually got... Oh, man! What a bad finish there. Got kind of sidewinded by some of those characters. Did manage to get fourth back at least, but actually not in the lead heading into course 3. But yeah, as I was saying, 200cc, since it wasn't really initially, like, these courses weren't made with 200cc in mind. So it's always interesting to see how some of these courses play out as a result of that. Here we have Moonview Highway from Mario Kart Wii. Not one of my favorite city tracks. Not one of my favorite city / like traffic tracks. But I don't know. I think it kind of works here. I don't think it's really that bad to play anymore. I feel like the traffic is a little easier to dodge, at least in my opinion. Maybe like it's not as dark, and that makes it kind of easier to, like, you know, see like upcoming traffic in the road and everything. It definitely feels like a little scrunched in compared to its original release, but that's just the thing with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in general with a lot of these courses. It seems like a lot of these courses are more crowded because you're, you know, like, I don't really know why, but like that was like my big issue with Coconut Mall, actually, when that first came out as part of the DLC. See, that was like a track I was like really, you know, kind of looking forward to, because I think it's a great track in its original game, and it obviously did fine in Mario Kart 7 as well, but, you know, having it in a even more modern game, I I don't know, it just didn't really have as much of an impact on me. But once again, getting back to the point I was trying to talk about before, as far as 200cc is concerned, I honestly feel like 200cc works for a lot of the tracks in these 2 DLC Cup waves. Or, I mean, this wave, but both, like, cups. Like, all the tracks, all 8 tracks, I think in general work pretty well with 200cc in mind. Which is nice, and, like, I mean, a course like this, for example, like, obviously there's, like, a lot of straightaways, and I feel like the turns aren't too drastic, so, like, even this one, which you feel like could be a nightmare in 200cc, actually, I think plays pretty well here. Okay, let's block that. I should have this, barring any blue shell. Blue shell is like the one thing that could end my life right here. And I don't see one, so this should be good. I do hit a bomb car, though. That's still fine. We still won. Okay, that will give me the lead back. I think as long as I make it in, like, the top 5 or something. Oh, wait, no. I have to beat Junior. I didn't realize Junior was that close. So, yeah, I'm going to have to at least do better than Junior in this next race. Because Junior could still beat me if he gets, like, first and I get second or something. But here's the big all-star of this DLC wave. And I say it's the big all-star because this was the one that was, like, advertised when they first announced this at a Nintendo Direct. They didn't show any of the other courses. They just showed this one, really. And, yeah, Squeaky Clean Sprint. It's a frickin' bathroom. And honestly, I think it does look really good. Like, this is a really cool, unique track. This is one of those tracks where it's like, I know it's technically not a Mario Kart Tour track. It was, I think it was kind of made with, like, this DLC in mind. But, like, I feel like it's a case where if, like, they announced the DLC, like, later on, like, in general, this would have more than likely been a Mario Kart Tour track first. So it's new to, like, the console and handheld, like, non-mobile Mario Kart market, but, you know, I still kind of consider it a tour track, if that makes sense. Even though it's, you know, definitely not. It's its own thing. I don't want people to, like, you know, be super technical. It's just because a lot of the DLC is based off of Mario Kart Tour iterations. So I kind of expect that, like, even if it came first on this platform, it would have likely had been on Tour as the same variation, basically. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I think it's really cool. My one hang-up is this part right here with, like, that turn and the fan kind of blowing at you. Seems a little unnecessary, I think, but it is what it is. You can also go up here for like a kind of a neat little, I don't even know if it's really a shortcut, but it's just kind of a way where you can go a different path and potentially lose, like, you know, some of the other characters that might be pursuing you or something. But yeah, really, really neat. I am very far ahead right now. I honestly do not see Junior coming back from this. Even if I get hit by 2 blue shells at this point, I don't think I'm losing this. Heck, not even a lightning, I think, could stop me at this point. Let's just go the normal path this time. Because I don't think it really even matters anyway. Oh god, it definitely doesn't matter. They're not even at that, like, final air gliding section. And there we go. That's the first cup completed. Overall, there's some pretty good tracks here. I do think Squeaky Clean Sprint is the MVP of this cup, the Feather Cup. But, you know, Daisy Cruiser was fine. Moonview Highway was fine. Got a bit of a, you know, real-world spice with the Athens. So, yeah, pretty neat courses. Pretty neat cup here. I know a lot of people have been saying that they think this DLC pack is the weakest so far. And I don't know if I agree with that. I'm still kind of feeling like the first DLC was probably the weakest. And I'm still really fond of like the last two waves, wave 3 and 4. I mean, 4 was great just because it had Birdo and the awesome Yoshi's Island course. And I think 3 just had like a lot of really great selections in general. Okay, so gonna be doing one more. We got PD Piranha and we got Wiggler. I think I'm gonna go with PD Piranha just because Wiggler, like, I do think it's cool that Wiggler's back in this game. There's also a bit of humor, which I'm not gonna actually use Wiggler, but I do want to show this off. But it is kind of funny watching Wiggler riding the Wild Wiggler. I think it's kind of funny. But no, I'm going to use PD Piranha because, you know, PD Piranha, it's been a while since he's been a part of this series. Wiggler at least had Mario Kart 7, so, you know, I think we can give PD Piranha a chance here. So let's go ahead and go to the Cherry Cup. We got some more courses. We got, once again, kind of two new courses. And when I say new courses, I mean like tour courses. Courses that haven't been in a mainline Mario game. Mario Kart game, and then we have two retro courses, which I'll talk about those when we get to them. First up, we have wait for it, Los Angeles Laps. We're going to Los Angeles. We're going to Los Santos. For those San Andreas fans out there. Hey, we're at the dock where CJ killed that manager. Oh my god, okay. Let's stop referencing Grand Theft Auto here. This track is alright. One thing I think is cool about this one is, like, I think this one's not really... It's funny because it's called Los Angeles Laps, but I think it's only one lap. I think this is more of like a section track. It feels that way. It feels like that way because, like, I feel like you don't go through, like, all the sections here. You kind of just go around different parts of Los Angeles. Like, you know, the first part was obviously the docks and then getting to this part. Here, you got, you know, some of them, like, more, like, major roadways and some of the tall buildings and stuff. Got the stadium. And then, like, the third part's kind of, you know, unique as well. Honestly, the one thing I'm a little, like, kind of perturbed by, I guess, is just the name of the track. I think just, not because of, like, it's a section track thing, but just the fact that, like, I don't know, Los Angeles Laps just doesn't sound like a really good name to me. I don't know. It's just a weird naming convention to go with, I guess you could say. Okay, let's see if we can... Oh, man. You even have, like, an oil rigging section of this track, which is kind of interesting. I could have probably used it on that. Oh yeah, there's like boost rings in the sky that you could use while you're hang gliding. That would have been cool to show that off. I just forgot where that section was. Honestly, I probably should have still kept those mushrooms anyway, because if I got another blue shell, I could have at least escaped it. And there we go. Despite not being in first for a majority of that race, I still managed to get the win. And it wasn't really close there at the end. I like how Wiggler's actually here. It's like, okay, well, even though Wiggler didn't get chosen, he's still trying to hang with the other characters here. Okay, so the next track we have is Sunset Wilds from Mario Kart Super Circuit. And I know this is a track that a lot of people are very disappointed in, because first and foremost, it's a Game Boy Advance track, so, you know, it's not super exciting. It's no longer, like, flat like the original variation, but, like, even beyond then, you know, it's a very simplistic design, like a lot of the kind of GBA tracks have been. But the main thing that a lot of people are disappointed at when it comes to this track is the fact that one of the main gimmicks of this track in, like, the original game, and I think even when when it came back in Tour, was the fact that every lap, the skybox gets, like, darker. Like, time is actually advancing, and they didn't actually include that feature this time. So as a result, like, the skybox just stays the same for the whole race, and that is definitely a shame. Like, I don't think the track is bad by any means. Like, that doesn't make the track bad. It does make it less interesting, though. It makes it just kind of feel like, oh, hey, it's another kind of basic desert track, basically. And that's definitely a shame. I definitely kind of wish they would have done, like, a little more to just kind of make this track, like, a little more unique, because that was a really cool thing about the original version of this. But everything else is here. We have the dancing Shy Guys in the middle of the road, which they're very cute. And, you know, it's no longer just a straight flat track like it used to be, so it at least has that going for it, but, you know, I definitely understand a lot of people being a little disappointed by this because they removed the small bit of charm that this track had going for it. I guess sometimes you just have to kind of find that charm in other ways, which, you know, you can look at the Shy Guys as that to some extent. It does seem like the DLC packs have been trying to show a lot of love to Super Circuit, because there seems to have been, like, a lot of tracks from Super Circuit in these DLC waves. And I'm cool with that. I think it's definitely cool to see this game, a little more of this game. I never really thought, like, Super Circuit was amazing by any stretch, but I do think it's a very serviceable Mario Kart game at the very least. Okay, so there we go. We won that one. Let's move ahead on to the next track. This particular wave actually showed quite a bit of love to Mario Kart Wii, because here we have Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii. Honestly, I'm not surprised to see this. I feel like this is a very popular track. I'm, of course, still hoping for Toad Factory to come back, but it's not looking good, I'll just say that much. It's not looking good for the final DLC wave. I honestly believe if they're going to bring back another Mario Kart Wii track, they're probably going to bring back the Bowser Castle from Mario Kart Wii. Because we've not seen a Bowser Castle in the DLC waves yet. So I feel like, you know, if they're going to pick one, it's probably going to be that one. And I feel like it also recently got added to Tour as well. Or at least it's been there for a bit. So as a result, that's probably, like, more fresh in the minds of people. So I just kind of have a feeling that Toad's Factory, even though that's what I want, I just don't think it's going to happen. Also, did you see that cool blue shell dodge I had right there? I changed the blue shell explosion into a banana peel slip up. And of course, Tanuki Mario is still beating me now, but still though, I still feel like I made good use of that banana peel. This is a track I think is actually pretty interesting with 200cc. Because even though you have, like, these winding turns right here, because of the nature of 200cc, you could probably even go, like, off-road on some of these parts and not lose speed at all. Or lose that much speed, so... You know, I could see this one being a fun one to optimize in 200cc. And of course, at the end here, you have this... Whee! Mainly did that to get some coins. Hey, is anyone, like... Okay, no one's directly behind me. It looks like Looks like Wiggler and Tanuki Mario are going to be my big, like, competition for the rest of this cup. Although they keep randomly hitting stuff, so that's good for me. Let's see, as far as like other potential tracks we'll see, you know, I would like to see like, what would I like to see, honestly? I honestly don't even know. Let's see, I think we'll probably see another GBA track. I think that's a pretty fair expectation at this point. We'll definitely see like the rest of the real world tracks. I don't know how many are left, but I think someone said that like there's just enough to do pretty much what they have been doing. So we're likely going to see just like the rest of them. Maybe like another new track. Like one of my biggest hopes for this DLC wave, and you know they could always do it next time, but like I kind of have my doubts now. But I know there was like kind of a rumor going on for a while that like there was like supposedly a new Donkey Kong game that was being worked on. I think it would have been great to announce like in the same direct that they finally like reveal that game, to announce like a DLC wave of this where they have like, you know, kind of a Donkey Kong Country inspired track like the Yoshi's Island track that we had last DLC wave, and then they'd like, you know, showcase you know, obviously, they'd showcase that track, and then they'd also like, hey, we're bringing Funky Kong or Diddy Kong back in this DLC wave as well. And then they're like, oh, hey, we're also going to release Donkey Kong 64 for the NSO, and you know, they could have done like this whole big Donkey Kong thing, but I just kind of have a feeling they won't do that now. I guess we could talk about like, you know, potential wants for like the final characters, since the last DLC wave will have 2 more characters according to the character select screen. So we'll talk about that after this track, obviously. So here we have Vancouver Velocity. This was a real world location that I was actually looking forward to seeing, because my friend Bowser Girl, who plays Mario Kart Tour, kind of talked about how this track is like really cool in that game. And, yeah, it looks nice. That's kind of all I got. You know, it's a lot of, I feel like, what I feel like we've seen in, like, a majority of the real-world location tracks. That's, like, one of the big things for me, is, like, it's going to be kind of hard to distinguish, like, between all the different real-world location tracks once everything is out. It's like, which one was my favorite again? Like, I kind of have a feeling like I don't really have like a clear favorite in mind. So if I do like a updated like ranking list, or at least just a ranking list for just the DLC, I'd probably have to play all of these again and get like some updated thoughts on it. I do like how, you know, in true Canadian fashion, we do drive through an ice hockey rink because, you know, why not? I mean, we're in Canada. You got to do Canadian things. Now, where's the bagged milk stand? Well, I'm actually not going to win because of that red shell and me getting coins instead of frickin' defensive items. That's okay. That's why I got all the 3 stars, like, before I recorded this, so it is what it is. Besides, I still won, so yay. Okay, well that is gonna do it for this DLC wave. This honestly didn't take too long. I mean, really it's no different than like a normal video of this project, so I guess there's that. I'm not gonna spend like too much time on like thoughts. Like I said before, I think we'll get like the remaining real world tracks, and I think we'll get a Bowser's Castle next time. As far as tracks are concerned, let's talk about characters. This is going to be like, I'm going to be a little loose. Like, I'm not going to give like 2 exact characters, but you know, I'm going to give, like, you know, basically what I think the final characters are going to be. So, let me get to the character select screen. We have 2 characters left. I think one of them is going to be a Donkey Kong character. It's either going to be Diddy Kong, because Diddy Kong is like a classic character from the Mario Kart series, or it's going to be Funky Kong in tribute to Mario Kart Wii, because, you know, Donkey Kong, or Funky Kong was like such a huge character in that game. And I think the other character, I think it's going to be Pauline. Pauline has been, you know, a super popular Mario character in the modern era. She was added to Mario Kart Tour. I feel like they're going to capitalize on that. And who knows, maybe the fact that, like, you know, Pauline gets added, they might do like a New Donk City or something like that, or a Mario Odyssey inspired track or something. I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, like, Pauline would have also worked as a character for, like, the Donkey Kong, like, direct dream that I had, because, you know, Pauline does have her roots in Donkey Kong lore. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I guess as far as the main courses are concerned, I'm just going to go to the lists again really quick. Like I said, I think Squeaky Clean Sprint is my pick for favorite track of the Feather Cup. Favorite track of Cherry Cup, I think I'm going to actually give it to... Koopa Cape here. I mean, I did always like Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii, and I think it actually fits pretty well here, so I think that's probably my favorite from this cup. But overall, I think Squeaky Clean Sprint is the clear, like, winner of the whole DLC. I just think it looks really neat. You know, you are just driving around a bathroom, but it's a pretty cool bathroom. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, well, I'll see you guys next time for the Acorn Cup and the Spiny Cup. Whenever they decide to release this, they'll likely release it before the Christmas season, so I'll see you later on this year for the final DLC wave and the final set of updates for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Later, folks.